Hey, good afternoon. Hello, this is Carla, and I think I just lost oh no, there I go. So this is Carla Matzdorf, and I am a certified health and life coach that works with moms to overcome anxiety. And I'm also admin to the group Overcoming Anxiety for Stressed Out Moms Who've Had Enough. And I'm coming on today to talk to you about effective ways, to balance your hormones and get a healthy gut. Now, I recently, very recently, did live trainings about the association of the brain, the gut, and how that affects your mental health. I did that like last week, I think. And then the week before, I did live training about balancing your hormones and how the hormones affect your anxiety and vice versa. So today, I'm in my kitchen because I'm going to really talk about food. Because a lot of times when we think about balancing the gut and dealing with hormones, we think about just going on probiotics. The best way to deal with that, to balance is to get a healthy diet and to change your lifestyle. But how to go about that? So I just want to talk about that really quick, okay? I mean, this is just like a pro tip on what to do. Because sometimes it's better said than done, right? So a lot of times when you hear your gut is unhealthy, you're told to go on a probiotic. But the problem is, a lot of times what we do is we take these probiotics, but we don't change our diet. We just think if we just take the probiotic, it will cure everything. But that is not how it works. It's kind of like, when you take medication for your anxiety. Just because you're on anti-anxiety medication doesn't mean you'll never have anxiety again, right? Doesn't mean it'll fix your anxiety and you'll overcome anxiety. So probiotics has its place, but you also have to take measures to change your diet. So what I recommend is always to go the route first of changing your diet. Now, I know sometimes it's hard to, have your sugars and your fried foods, all those comfort foods that you normally eat, to just cold turkey stop eating them and all of a sudden eat this healthy diet. And you think, what am I going to eat? You could do it slowly but surely, eliminate something one day but if you understand what is healthy and what's best, you can make tweaks every single day to your diet and they'll get you better health. Okay, that's for food. But for lifestyle, what's going to help is getting exercise. Okay, the good bugs in your abdomen, in your gut, love movement. So to get going, get doing, not be sedentary, and to get plenty of sleep, all right? Try to get as much sleep as possible. I know it's hard with anxiety. I understand. I have live trainings on sleep that can help you with that. And also, it's also hard when you're going through menopause, perimenopause. Sometimes, the imbalance of the hormones will disrupt your sleep. Like last night, I only got 4 hours of sleep. It had nothing to do with anxiety. I just woke up at like 4. So I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. It had nothing to do with anxiety. It was just, all right, I guess I'm up and that's okay. It's fine. But I just, give myself some grace and I take it a little bit easier today. So you want to change your lifestyle and you want to eat a better diet. These two things are going to be very important to focus on for your gut health and to balance hormones. Because your body every area of your body, it all talks to each other. It all works together, right? It's all connected. One affects the other. If your hormones are off, if your gut is off, your hormones are off, both are off, your brain is going to function differently. All right? And if you're dealing with anxiety, you're absolutely going to have an unhealthy gut. It's just all connected. If you don't understand this, ladies, watch my live training from last week. All right? It's in the guide section of the group that will explain more about that. So, what do you need to eat to have a healthier gut and to balance hormones? Well, your gut likes having protein, a healthy protein, not bacon, okay? Not yogurt with tons of sugar, all right? A healthy protein, a healthy fat, not cookies and cake and ice cream, but avocados, nuts, and seeds. Likes fiber, okay? Vegetables, fruits, healthy fruits and vegetables, all right? Beans, things like that and oats can really help with the fiber, all right? So in the morning, what can you eat? Instead of a box of cereal, okay? The worst thing you could do is wake up, go get a box of Fruit Loops and have Fruit Loops, that's your breakfast, all right? That's all sugar, okay? Sugar should not be the main ingredient, all right? If that's the first ingredient in your foods, please don't eat it. I eat one ingredient, sometimes 2 ingredient foods. That is it, okay? Do away with the box foods in plastic that come in plastic containers. One ingredient foods, and then you can put them together. So, a good thing. So how about eggs in the morning with some roasted vegetables? Or eggs in the morning on sourdough bread with some avocado? Or if you're not into eggs, you could do yogurt, but not the fruit yogurt, the like Dannon. And ladies, if there's anything with high fructose corn syrup, please, please, please put it in the garbage. I don't care how much you spent on it. It's not worth the problems it will cause your gut and your hormones. Okay? High fructose corn syrup, not good for the body. Anything that is in your refrigerator, your cupboards that have that, throw it out. All right? You got stuff in your cupboards that have like 12 ingredients to it, throw it out. All right? Especially if you have things in your refrigerator or your cabinets that you can't pronounce. It's got ingredients you can't even pronounce. Why are you putting that in your body? You can't create a healthy body with foods that are like laced with sugars and all these chemical ingredients, right? So you're going to create an unhealthy gut. You're going to imbalance your hormones. It's going to affect your mental health, for sure. So if you're going to have yogurt, get plain yogurt, no sugar, nothing, just plain yogurt. And you can add like your own fruit to it. You can add your own stuff to it, right? Instead of that, mushy jelly fruit, you could add berries to it. Do you know if Bloom powder is okay? To be honest with you, Andrea, Bloom powder. I'm not sure what Bloom powder is. To be honest with you, I never even heard of it. Can you give me a little background on that? I eat plain Greek yogurt. Lisa, that's great. Plain Greek yogurt is great, but you can add berries if you want, as long as that high fructose corn syrup is in there. Generally, the rule is, okay, if your yogurt has more than 6 grams of sugar, don't eat it, all right? It becomes dessert. You're now eating dessert, and you don't want that early in the morning. Breakfast is basically just breaking your fast. But breakfast is important because what you eat in the morning is going to sustain you for most of the, the rest of the day. It's going to get you to the afternoon, right? You don't necessarily have to eat lunch. We're just taught you have to eat 3 meals a day. But that's not necessarily true. You need to listen to your body and what your body needs. And ladies, we're getting older. And as we get older, we can't eat the way we did when we were in our 20s. I mean, I used to be able to sit down, eat like 3-4 slices of pizza and then have a bowl of ice cream and not gain an ounce. All I have to do is look at a slice of pizza now and I'll gain weight. Of course, I'm kidding, but not too far off. I mean, these foods affect my body differently. Our bodies change over time. So if you have daughters and sons eating all this food and you're trying to eat like them because they're skinny, you're doing it wrong. They have different hormones than you. They're in a different phase of life than you. Your body has changed. So as your body changes, okay, what you eat, how you eat it, and even your lifestyle needs to change with that as your hormones change. I hope that makes sense, ladies, okay? So the best thing, what about apple cider vinegar? Does that help your gut? It sure does, as a matter of fact. Today, and most days, what I do is I wake up in the morning, I put like a capful of apple cider vinegar in my water, and I drink it. And I really do think apple cider vinegar is something that helped me cure my gut issues, my health issues. Sometimes adding some ginger, that can help your gut too. Like adding some ginger to it, that will help. If you're gonna eat in the morning, eat something that's gonna sustain you for the rest of the day. You want to focus on healthy protein, healthy healthy fats, and also fiber. And in the afternoon, your lunch, if you're gonna have a lunch, that's usually your biggest meal of the day. If you're eating your biggest meal at dinner, you may be overeating, okay? Especially if, depending on when you go to sleep, please don't eat your meal and then lay down to go to sleep. I mean, try to eat it 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, because you got to give your stomach time to digest and rest before you lay down to go to sleep, all right? But to balance your hormones, all right, you want to eat foods, good protein, chicken's fine, turkey's fine, fish is fine, the nuts and the seeds are fine, for some protein, if you're doing plant protein, and knowing what vegetables are high in protein, so that you can eat more of those. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, some people, you gotta watch if you're vegetarian, because vegetarians tend to eat a lot of cheese. Just, remember cheese, there's a lot of cholesterol, everything in moderation, ladies. So healthy fats, like I was saying before, the nuts, the seeds, the avocados, stuff like that, chia seeds, those will help, create a healthier gut and balance your hormones. But, more importantly, what I should say is fried, fatty foods, try to stay away from those, okay? I know you may be used to them. I mean, it was hard for me because I grew up Italian. There was a lot of fried and fatty foods. But I haven't had a fried fatty food, I can't tell you in how many years. You just learn what's good for you, and, you have to make that decision, when you go to put it in your mouth, is this good for my gut? Is this going to balance my hormones? Is this going to disturb my gut? Is this going to make more healthy bugs or bad bugs in me? And that will help you decide if this is something that you should be eating in the moment, okay? So also alcohol, try to eliminate alcohol. I mean, if you have one glass every so often. Is it going to destroy you? Probably not. But alcohol is not great for the gut, and it's not going to balance your hormones. Smoking, drugs, even some medications you go on. I mean, now antibiotics is really not healthy for the gut. It can really mess up your gut. But ladies, antibiotics has its place. I mean, there are a lot of people. I'm alive today because of antibiotics. Okay. Because when I had my cancer surgery, I was on tons of antibiotics to help me not get a really big infection. And I used to have a lot of strep throat, so I had to go on antibiotics. But all those antibiotics over time really messed up my gut. But I didn't know that at the time. And the doctor sure wasn't going to tell me that. But if you're going to go on an antibiotic because you have some kind of infection, please don't not take it because of your gut, because you do have to treat yourself. But maybe seek out a good probiotic so that you're also feeding, eat healthy, eat some prebiotic foods, leafy greens, what is it, prebiotics, so like leafy greens, and I love asparagus and bananas, onions and garlic. I'm just like trying to think here. But anyway, because the prebiotics, they feed the good bacteria, right? So as you're having the probiotics to add the good bacteria, the prebiotics will feed that bacteria. The high protein, like I said, the gut loves, high fiber. Gut loves fiber. So more beans and lentils and whole grains, fruit and vegetables. And I'm just trying to think if I missed something. So, you want to combine some of these things. You want to lower that cortisol and balance the hormones. And, you're going to do that by eating some of the same foods, like the leafy greens, things like with magnesium in them. Magnesium is really good for calming down the central nervous system, right? So I love pumpkin seeds and almonds. I eat a lot of that. And my favorite of all things, dark chocolate, but real dark chocolate, ladies, not Hershey's dark, which is about 50% and most of it is sugar and milk. That's not dark chocolate. Anything 70% and over, or you're crazy like me, I eat 100% dark chocolate. It's very rare that I do less than 100%. Sometimes I do 90, and if there's any sugar added, I make sure it's not cane sugar. I stay away from all sugar unless it's like made with dates or it's made with like a really good honey, not the honey in a bottle, in a plastic bottle. Okay, that's processed. You want honey in a glass jar. I'm just trying to think, I do coconut sugars, every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll add some, coconut sugar. But that agave, I want to say right now, agave is, you're told that is healthy. Agave is not a healthy way of having sugar. There's agave in your meal. I wouldn't eat it. It's up to you. It's not going to hurt you. What it is, it's the high glycemic. High glycemic means very high sugar. Has a lot. It's going to take a lot to process this sugar, and it's going to stay in your gut. Omega-3s are really good for balancing the hormones. So we want a lot. It helps with inflammation, and when you have an unhealthy gut, unfortunately, an unhealthy gut, you have a lot of inflammation. So omega-3s are really good. Salmon, the seeds, like I said, and nuts will have that. Let me just think of, there's also what they call adaptogenic foods. What that is like foods with turmeric in it, because turmeric is really good, but make sure you pair turmeric with like pepper or a high fat, so it's very active. Green tea is very good for you. These also have like polyphenols. Polyphenols are really good for the gut. Also, blueberries have polyphenols, olive oil, and that dark chocolate. More reason to have chocolate, ladies. I love it. I love it. But these are the things you want to eat to balance hormones, cut down on the cortisol, and really fix that gut. If you're eating sugary cereals, if you're eating a lot of processed foods, ham and cheese sandwiches with Wonder Bread, ladies, oh boy. Yeah, that for me, I mean, maybe have some tuna, no mayo. Let's not do mayo, or let's do a healthy mayo. There's recipes out there for a healthier mayo. What I do is I don't eat tuna, but I'll get like eggs, and I'll make like an egg salad. And what I'll do is I'll mash an avocado, and the avocado is my mayo. All our food in the U.S. has so much chemicals. Yeah, I know, Andrea. Including our meats, yes. Don't get me started. I know. I can talk about this all single day. I mean, I have so much to say about food. I understand. But that's why, I had a friend who took me food shopping, who said, come food shopping with me. I said, you sure you want to go food shopping with me? And she's like, yeah. And everything she picked up, I was like, nope. You have to learn how to read labels, okay? And know what's good for your body. And, what is good, what is not good. Like I said, you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your bodies, ladies. You just don't do it. A lot of people concerned about calories. I just want to say this one other thing. A lot of people concerned about calories because, our main goal has always been, oh, let's lose weight. Okay. I get it. But calories is not, it's not the main thing that's going to make you lose weight. Okay. I don't count calories. I stopped counting calories many, many, many years ago. The way, I do quality over calories. The quality of your food is more important. What you put into your body is more important than the calories. So, for an example, if I hand you a banana and say this is 100 calories, right? Or if I hand you a bag of chips and that's 100 calories, which one's going to be better for you? I don't have to give you the answer. You already know the answer. Okay? Quality over calories. Put into your body good stuff. Feed the good bugs, the good bacteria. All right? That's going to help balance your hormones as well. And what it's going to do, it's going to also influence how your brain functions. It all works together. Okay, they influence one another. So if you're feeling anxious, please don't grab the Oreos or the pint of Ben & Jerry's. Because I know when we're feeling very emotional or, when our hormones are off, we want to eat that stuff. We aimlessly eat a bag of potato chips. We think only one or two, and the next thing we know, we're down to the bottom of the bag. But you're just hurting yourself. So before you put anything in your mouth, if you can just have that awareness, what am I putting in my mouth? Is this going to satisfy the bugs, the good bugs in my body? Is this going to help me have a better hormone balance? And if your answer is no, then some of this is going to be hard to eliminate right away, but slowly but surely, day by day, try to take something away and replace it with something healthy. And ladies, if you're about to put something in your mouth and you're like, I have not a clue if this is good for me, you can message me, okay? And I'll let you know if that is something that's good for your gut, good for balancing your hormones. But all our bodies are different, okay? I mean, green tea is great for you, but I was told my body doesn't like green tea. I haven't had it in years, and I'm actually thinking of reintroducing it. But so if you have food sensitivities, you know, I mean, sometimes, I mean, I have a relative who can't eat apples and strawberries. Apples and strawberries are good for you, but she can't eat them. You know, I mean, if it's going to hurt your body, don't eat it, even if it's good for you. But if, I mean, like I'm telling you to eat oats. I can't eat oats. I'm telling you to eat Greek yogurt. I can't eat Greek yogurt. I can't have milk. You know? So what's good for one is not good for the other. But I'm just telling you in general, certain foods will help your body, but you have to listen to your body. You have to know your body and understand what's best for you. All right, ladies, I am so happy for all who joined me today. And if you're just coming on, I spoke about foods that are going to help you balance your hormones and help you get a healthier gut, because these will affect your mental health. It will affect your anxiety. If you're having anxiety, reaching for those sugary, fried, processed foods, it's not going to do your body justice. It's just going to contribute to all the symptoms that you're feeling. Sorry, my phone's going off. So with that said, oh, you're so welcome, Andrea. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow with another live training. And ladies, you know, keep following me to learn more about anxiety and, you know, and taking these pro tips in and applying them. And please apply them. Okay, it's not enough to just listen to me, ladies. This is all information, and it's great information. I'm giving you good stuff here, but you have to do more than just listen, okay? Information is just information you need to implement. Be well, take care, and continue to follow me so that you can overcome this. Bye.